It is high time we change that mindset and allow the women to rule. Hello, welcome to Noble TV Life with Lily Kelvin. Today we're going to be looking at the cultural and societal challenges affecting women. We all know that culture and also the society posing as a stigma, or they are giving stigma to the women folks in our society, especially in the African culture. We hear that some culture forbids women to do some certain things, and same culture allows the men to do that same thing. And when the woman does it, it's a big problem. And sacrifices or appease needs to be done for the woman to be set free. Now, I'm not going to do this topic alone. I have with me
Ada Ihumo
and
Faith Isambo.
all right, beautiful ladies. Now we are back again to talk about the cultural and societal challenges facing women. Now, like I said earlier, there are things or there are problems in our society. We've got lots of problems facing women in our society, especially the African culture. Women are forbidden to do some certain things. Women get punished when they do some certain things. And these are same thing the men will do and they go scot-free. Now, what's your take on that? How hard do you think this is biting on the woman? Faith, let's start with you.
All right, thank you. So I want to talk about, is it societal stigma? I'll put it in a way like, let's talk about the politics. Like the just concluded election on the lady of Ajia
Okay, Binani.
Binani
Of
of
Adamawa State.
That lady has everything it takes to have run the state successfully, contesting the vision, the mission, and all it would have taken for her to have done that. But that's because she's a lady. Because she's a lady, she goes nowhere.
Tradition had to creep
She
in.
cannot be on that seat because of tradition. So that is one thing that is really eating us up, we the women, that we cannot do certain things because of tradition. So because when you come to think about it, okay, like something happened during rally when Atiku was in Enugu during the campaign and all that. He couldn't shake the
Deputy
deputy governor because she's a lady. That is tradition. That is culture. And so, there are so many things that women can't do because of tradition. And it's affecting us, not only in Nigeria, Africa at large.
Okay, now are you saying because of this tradition, women should ignore tradition? Or are you okay? Let's put it this way. Are you saying because it's biting hard on the women, it doesn't augur well with the women? Women should actually oversee or overlook this tradition.
The thing is that tradition is tradition. If it's not being abolished, there's nothing we can do.
So we have to live by
can't
it.
take law into our hands. We can't just stand up and abolish tradition or some laws that has been there from our forefathers. So that's why we are being limited to certain things that, as a woman, what we can do. We are being limited to certain roles that we can play. We are being limited to certain offices that we can occupy. We are being limited to certain places we can go. We are being limited to certain dresses that we can wear. We are being limited to certain way we can greet or relate with people because of tradition and culture. Sometimes too. They say if you are from a particular place, you don't have to do this, you don't have to dress this way, you don't have to talk this way, you can't go to this place, you can't relate to this person. As a married woman, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go here. So
The
it's
do's.
tradition that is really holding us down.
The do's and the don'ts when it comes to women, it's actually very high. Now, tradition has actually subjected women into doing what they don't want to do or what they don't enjoy doing. How can this be abolished? How can it be curbed? Can it ever be curbed? Can this scenario actually, can it be changed at all? Now we're going to look at another challenge from you, Ada.
Yeah, for instance, let's talk about the church.
Okay.
Yeah, some women actually are being forbidden to be the pastors when it comes to some church politics and policies. Like, let's say, for instance, in Lagos. There was a church that the pastor died. I don't want to call name. I don't want to be specific. The pastor died, and because it's a very big church, a well-known church, the wife was supposed to like come in
Emerge
and
to oversee the
oversee everything,
affairs.
but because of it was a policy they made, they had to like withdraw it and say no. It was quite a big challenge because the woman couldn't do it. I think I had a son now took over, and some of the ministers there as well, because they didn't want to let her do it. The same thing goes with some churches too here in Nigeria, as not just Lagos, different states. They categorize that women can actually be deaconess, women can actually be bishops, women can actually like when you're in your monthly cycle, you it's a red flag for you to like climb the altar. It's a red flag for you to come into the church. You have to like go cleanse yourself, and no, they have to like stay back at home. I think this culture and tradition is really hitting down on us, the women, mostly, because the men have to like do things, they say things, they do what they want, why the women have to like stay back and watch. Also in some states whereby you're a church person, a pastor's wife, you don't have to sit at the altar. When the husband is sitting, you have to like sit with the members as well. Yes, I've seen it happen. You have to like sit. It's just the men being at the altar, including that when you're a chorister too, you have to, a chore member is the man who is a chore master. You as a woman, you can't lead.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay. All right. Now you've stated some challenges that the African woman is faced with. Now, what do you think is the solution? Is there a solution? Should these women actually speak up? Let the men hear their cry. Let the authorities hear the cry. Let people know that this is what they are passing through and they don't want to pass through it again. Can the women actually speak up? And if they do, will they have listening ears from those in question that are supposed to listen to the women?
Let me say, for example, this is a culture that actually been inherited from our forefathers. It's a dynasty something to me. I don't know what you be thinking, or some other people might be thinking as well. Yes, if you can voice out, if you can say what you want, your opinion, you feel it will be heard. But I'm very sure, like some states, it's definitely not going to be heard. It's something that you can't even speak out. If you speak out, it's like you're trying to overrule the men and being a rebel. Some of the states, I don't want to be like, let me not like point fingers at anybody, because every state has their own tradition. Some of the states, when you actually rebel, when you try to say some things or you try to do some things, they have
You
their
get
own
into
courts.
trouble.
Yeah, they have their own courts, they have their own judges, jurisdiction, and all the law. So you get into trouble. You might be sentenced, you might be killed, and no, it's something that's been there.
Okay, that means the women have no place to speak out.
Yeah.
Faith, what do you think?
Yes, when you talk about the church, the women can't really even speak out because today church is now church has been turned into a thing of politics. Because the politics that they play in churches is more than the politics that we know outside.
Yeah.
So and women can't even do that. So it's better we go to church, worship God, come back home. There's no need to cry out. Your heart is your church.
Yeah.
That is for me. So I'll go to church, serve God with my whole heart, and leave whatever that is being played in the church to remain in the church. I'm okay. I won't speak out. If I'm not comfortable in that doctrine or in their way of service there, I move.
Yeah.
There are other churches that are doing well. There is God everywhere. As long as we're serving one God, when it comes to tradition in the church, I can move. The only tradition that can hold me down is the tradition from where I'm coming from.
Okay.
That if I try anything, there are consequences that this is tradition.
Yeah.
But there should be no tradition in church. If you will ask me, if there's any tradition in church, I move. I want to go to a free church where I can worship God freely. Where you cannot tell me, don't come to church because I am on my monthly flow.
Okay. All right.
That is for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Faith and Ada. You have spoken well indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and don't forget where the Bible says that the woman is a helpmate. And now some persons turn it around that the woman is the neck while the man is the head. I don't see why they make, yes, if you say the woman is the neck and the man is the head, I totally agree with you. And that's to say without the neck you cannot function because the woman carries the head. So it's high time you give kudos to women. Now, it is therefore no coincidence that Africa is completely out of step with the rest of the world when it comes to electing a woman as president. While women have maintained the highest office of leadership in countries like Liberia, India, the United Kingdom, Dominica, and many other nations across the globe, the same cannot be said for Nigeria. It is high time we change that mindset and allow the women to rule. It is imperative to change this mindset truly. But in all, we have to give women the opportunity to show what they are made of. We need to believe in a woman taking up responsibilities, taking up leadership roles. And the earlier you do that, the better for our lovely country. Thank you so much. My name is Lily Calvin. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Noble TV Live. Good day.